Okay, story problems for systems of equations. At a sporting goods store, you buy 10 basketballs and 4 footballs for $264.80. The footballs cost $1.45 more than the basketballs. Find how much each product costs. There they are. So you got the footballs and basketballs and the money they cost. So I set up my table. Okay. So then we have together, then how many units, per unit, and total. So money total, money per unit, and then basketballs and footballs. Okay, so now what I do is I set up my equation down here. So my equation is $264.80 there. Okay. How many units? 10 basketballs, 4 footballs. Okay, and that makes a total of 14. So no equation is needed there. Okay, now, only thing about cost per unit is a football's cost $1.45 more. Put a little plus sign. That means two things. Only one equation is needed, and there will be no y needed. Okay. So, footballs cost $1.45 more. So you got to put the plus 1.45 for footballs. Those cost more. So that's X. This is X without the plus. You can't put the X because basketballs don't cost more. Okay. Okay, so I find the product of 10 and X. And then to find this product, we're going to need to put the plus expression into a parentheses. We take 4 times X plus 1.45. So 10 times X, 10X. That's simple enough. Now, you need to distribute 4 to the 1x and 4 to the $1.45. 4x, and then why am I putting equals? It's 4x. Then 4 times $1.45 is 5.8. So down here we're going to have 4x plus 5.8. Okay. And that's the equation. That's the only equation we need. So 10x plus 4x plus 5.8 equals 264.80. Okay. So the x's I combine, so it's going to be 14x plus 5.8. Then over here you got 264.80. Okay, so you got times and plus. So you subtract the 5.8. So 14 times x, and you take 264.80 minus 5.8, 259. And I divide by 14. So I take 259 divided by 14, 18.5. That's okay. Okay. So I cross these out and put 18.5, both of them, at the same time. So the basketballs cost $18.50. Okay. Now the footballs, you take your 18.5 and you add $1.45 to it, and it'd be 19.95. And there we have it. Okay. See, I got through that without y, so when I see the unknowns with the more than, it's x. Okay, number 10. A library is having a book sale to raise money. Hardcover books cost $4 each. Paperback books cost $2 each. A person buys 8 books. They spend a total of $26. How many hardcover and how many paperback books were purchased? So 3 units. So we have together, hardcover and paperback. Okay. Then how many units per unit and total. Okay. So the total cost is going to be 8. Okay. So 8 books, or $26. My bad. Is the total. Thinking about something else here. Okay, how many units? You see 8 books. Now, I don't say more than this time. It doesn't say hardcover or paperback, so we assume that that's together, and then I fill that out with X and Y. 2 different variables will be needed. Okay, so there's one equation. Now, the cost per unit. Well, the hardcover books cost $4, and the paperback books cost $2. So we take X times 4 and Y times 2. So it's going to be 4x, and that's going to be 2y. Okay? And that's an equation. Okay? So I stack the 2 equations. So I know that x plus y equals 8. I also have that 4x plus 2y equals 26. So 1, 1. Okay, so we would multiply the top by 4 and the bottom by 1. Okay, so I times the rest of this by 4 and the rest of this by 1. Okay, so 4 times 1x is 4x. 4 times 1y is 4y. And then 4 times 8 is 32. Now on the bottom, 4x plus 2y. 26 times 1 is 26. Now, this is where we're going for the elimination, but they can't both be positive 4s. So it'd be negative, negative, negative. So that becomes 0x. 4 plus negative 2 is 2y. And then a 32 plus a negative 26 gives me 6. So I divide by 2. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. So y equals 3. Nice. So 3 paperbacks. Now what plus 3 makes 8? Well, it'll be 8 minus 3, so it'd be 5. Okay, and then I'm going to come back to number 12. It goes out of order. We need number 11. A sports equipment store is having a sale on soccer balls. A soccer coach purchases 10 balls and 2 bags for a total of $155. Another coach purchases 12 soccer balls and 3 bags for a total of $189. Find the cost of a soccer ball and the cost of a bag. Okay. Okay, so you have together. How many units per unit in total? So, dollars, and balls and bags. Okay, so the total cost are $155 and $189, so I have 2 of them I line up down there. Okay, now the how many units, I have a ton of the how many units. 10 soccer balls and 2 bags, that goes across from each other, and that makes 12. 12 and 3, that makes 15. These are not equations, okay? Okay, now cost per unit I don't know, so x, and y, and y. Now find the product, so you need to take 10 times x, and 12 times x. Then 2 times y and 3 times y. So it's 10x, that's 12x, that's 2y, and that's 3y. So this resulted in a 10x and a 12x, and this resulted in a 2y and a 3y, and now I have my 2 equations set up. I just stack them. So we have 10x plus 2y equals 155. Then on bottom we have 12x plus 3y equals 189. Okay, now you need to multiply by 12 and by 10. So I times the rest of this by 12, I multiply the rest of this by 10. So 12 times 10x is 120x. 12 times 2 is 24y. And then I take 12 times 155, that's 1,860. Now bottom, it's going to get 120x again. 3 times 10 is 30y. 189 times 10 is 1,890. Okay. Now add. Now this is where you're going for the elimination. You got the same term, but you need a positive and a negative. So that's 0x. 24 plus negative 30 is negative 6y. That plus this is negative 30. Okay. So now we divide a negative by a negative, and we will get a positive. So that's going to be 5. Y equals 5. So go to your Y tables and put 5. So the bags cost $5. Now, unfortunately, you can't just subtract, so what you need to do is take one of your two equations. I usually go at the top one and just copy it down. And I put 5 in place of the y. So the product of 2 and 5 is 10, not 10y. Y is out. So 10x plus 10 equals 155. Okay. So we subtract 10. That's 145. Divide by 10. Divide by 10. That's 14.5, but hey, that's okay because it's a money amount, money per unit, so it'd be $14.50. Okay. Okay, now let's go back to number 12. Metal alloy. A metal alloy is a metal made by blending metals or mixing them together. A jeweler has supplies of 2 metal alloys. One alloy is 30% gold, the other is 10% gold. How much of each alloy should the jeweler combine to create 4 kilograms of an alloy containing 15% gold? So I line up my percentages. So we have 10%, that's your low concentration. Then you're mixing it with your high concentration, and you get a concentration in between. Not exactly in between, but yeah. And then of, and of. So the only amount I really have is the 4, okay? 15% of 4. And this is x, this is y. The x and the y will add up to 4. But, okay. Oh, sorry, I need to write these without the of. So 0.10 times x. 0.30 times y. 0.15 times 4. So you have together. No, we're not labeling that. What am I doing? So 0.10, 0.30, 0.15. You don't need to label it percent table. Just line up your percents. And then what you're taking the percent of, x, y, and 4. And that does form an equation because x plus y equals 4. Now find your products. You're going to have 0.10x, 0.30y, and whatever 0.15 times 4 is, which is 0.6. Okay, that's another equation. Okay, so line them up. So x plus y equals 4, 0.10x plus 0.30y equals 0.6. Okay, apply elimination, so you multiply by 0.10 on top. And the bottom we'll multiply by 1. So it's going to be 0.10x plus 0.10y. And 0.10 times 4 is 0.4. The bottom, you end up with 0. The bottom's just the identity property, meaning it just stays the same. Okay. This is where we're going for the elimination. Negative, negative, negative. So I add, that's 0x. Okay. So I take the 0.10 plus negative 0.30, negative 0.2y. Then I take 0.4 plus negative 0.6, I get negative 0.2. So y is equal to 1. Okay. So 1 is with the 30%. Okay. What plus 1 is 4? Well, probably 3. So 3 is with the 10%. Okay, then 13, last problem. At a high school, 350 students are taking an algebra course. The ratio of boys to girls taking algebra is 33 to 37. How many girls are taking algebra? How many boys? Okay, so I set my ratio up, 33 over 37. You really need to label that boys to girls, so 33 is the boys, 37 is the girls. Now you add and you get 70 total, but that's not the actual total, that's the ratio total. Okay, now the actual amount I have is 350. You don't put 350 here, okay? 350 students taking an algebra course, that's your total, okay? That's your actual number. So we got to find the actual boys and girls. Okay, so 70 times something's 350. So I take 350 divided by 70 to find out what that factor is. It's 5. Okay, so we'll multiply all this ratio by 5. So 33 times 5 takes me to my boys, which is 165. So we got the boys. Then we take 37 times 5, and that takes me to 185. That's your girls. Okay.